Just hours before Game 1 between the Dodgers and Braves, shocking information suddenly emerged regarding an alleged plan specifically targeting Shohei Ohtani. The plan reportedly went beyond simply changing pitch selection, choosing favorable pitchers, or avoiding areas where Ohtani could produce dangerous contact. The biggest controversy came from reports that the Braves had considered throwing dangerous pitches close to Ohtani's body in an attempt to reduce his ability to continue playing effectively. In baseball, pitchers are fully allowed to work inside in order to prevent hitters from crowding home plate. Fastballs near the chest or arms can be used to disrupt timing and force hitters to become more cautious. However, inside pitching is considered legitimate only when the purpose remains within the boundaries of strategy and normal competitive play. If pitches are intentionally directed toward vulnerable areas such as the head, neck, hands, or knees, it is no longer simply inside pitching, but an action that crosses acceptable limits. The danger becomes even greater when the player being targeted is Ohtani. He not only serves as the leadoff hitter and immediately puts pressure on opponents from his first plate appearance, but is also one of the biggest power threats in the Dodgers lineup. With one well-timed swing, Ohtani can instantly break a tie and create a 2- or 3-run advantage for the Dodgers. His plate discipline, high exit velocity, and base-running ability force opponents to build a specific plan every time he steps into the batter's box. After the information became public, manager Dave Roberts also had a notable reaction. Rather than waiting to see whether the Braves would actually throw dangerous pitches during the game, the Dodgers manager filed an official complaint with MLB and requested an urgent review. The move showed that the Dodgers did not want to wait until an incident occurred before taking action to protect Ohtani's health. MLB then began reviewing the information, including relevant video, recent Braves games, and any evidence that could help determine whether there had actually been an intentional directive. That is the most important issue because a pitch near a hitter by itself cannot prove intent to injure. Pitchers can lose command, pitches can run farther inside than expected, and those situations occur regularly even at the highest level. What MLB needs to determine is whether there was a clear pattern or explicit instruction from the coaching staff. If multiple pitchers repeatedly throw toward the same area of Ohtani's body, particularly if there are signs of direction from the coaching staff, the situation could no longer be treated as ordinary inside pitching. After its review, MLB reportedly warned that the Braves could face serious disciplinary action. Possible penalties could include fines, suspensions for individuals involved, suspension of coaching personnel, and increased scrutiny of inside pitches throughout the series. That increased scrutiny would also be especially important for the umpiring crew. Once there is suspicion that a team may be deliberately targeting a batter, every pitch near Ohtani's body in the following games would likely receive much closer attention. Umpires could issue warnings to both dugouts earlier than usual in order to prevent a hit-by-pitch from turning into retaliation and eventually a bench-clearing brawl. That is the greatest danger created by a situation like this. Once the Dodgers believe the opponent is intentionally targeting Ohtani, even an accidental inside pitch could be interpreted as deliberate. When emotions are already running high, a single pitch near a hitter could be enough to trigger reactions from both dugouts and turn the game into a violent confrontation. More notably, MLB reportedly has not ruled out the possibility of awarding Game 1 to the Dodgers by forfeit. That would be an extraordinary punishment because MLB games are normally decided on the field. For such a severe measure to be applied, MLB would need very clear evidence that the fairness of the game had been compromised. Another notable development is that the Dodgers have dropped to second place in the latest power rankings despite having just won 6 consecutive games. The change is not the result of a Dodgers decline, but primarily because the Milwaukee Brewers have been playing an exceptionally high level. The Brewers currently lead the NL Central and are on a pace that could produce the first 100-win season in franchise history. MLB's official site described this as potentially one of the most impressive stretches Brewers fans have ever witnessed. That is especially true with standout contributors such as Jacob Misiorowski and a pitching staff that has been operating extremely effectively. Milwaukee's consistency is what allowed the Brewers to move ahead of the Dodgers in the power rankings. According to MLB, the Dodgers losing the top spot does not mean they're playing poorly. On the contrary, they have not lost since the previous Sunday and are building a strong winning streak late in August. The biggest positive for the Dodgers is that their roster is gradually becoming more complete. After a long period of dealing with injuries and instability among the pitching staff, the team is beginning to welcome back several important players. Among them, Ohtani's potential return to the mound is considered one of the factors that could significantly change the Dodgers' strength over the remainder of the regular season. MLB specifically emphasized one of the factors that could shape the final stretch of the season is Ohtani's return to the mound. That is important because Ohtani had to stop pitching for an extended period because of a left knee issue, but recently has moved very close to the final stage of his recovery. Dave Roberts said Ohtani has been taking part in live batting practice and multiple game simulation exercises to regain his pitching feel. If the next steps go smoothly, the Japanese star could return to the mound as soon as this week. What is particularly notable is that Ohtani has continued to make a major impact in the batter's box, even while not pitching. Over his last 24 games, he has hit 8 home runs and has shown clear signs of improving form. His recent home run streak at Coors Field also suggested that his timing and ability to produce hard contact are in very good shape. For that reason, the Dodgers' biggest threat is not simply Ohtani's return as a pitcher, but the possibility that he continues producing at a high level at the plate at the same time. An Ohtani who can both hit home runs from the leadoff spot and pitch multiple quality innings provides a type of value almost no other team can match. That is also why the Dodgers falling to second in the power rankings is not necessarily a cause for concern. In terms of form, the Dodgers are still showing plenty of positive signs with 6 straight victories. The issue is not that the Dodgers are playing poorly, but that the Brewers are currently performing at an even higher level. The competition between the two teams also carries greater significance as the postseason approaches. Last season, the Brewers had an impressive regular season, but were swept 4-0 by the Dodgers in the postseason. That showed that regular season success is not the only factor that determines October results, because postseason baseball depends heavily on pitching depth and the ability to handle short series. This season, the Brewers appear stronger and more consistent. They not only have an excellent record, but also possess a pitching staff capable of controlling powerful lineups. Misiorowski and the rest of the staff give Milwaukee strong strikeout ability and control over the pace of games, making the Brewers a difficult opponent in any series. For the Dodgers, their biggest advantage remains roster depth and the number of stars capable of changing a game when the team is healthy. Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and several other quality hitters give Los Angeles a lineup capable of exploding at any moment. Meanwhile, Ohtani's return to the mound could make the rotation significantly more formidable. For that reason, Milwaukee moving into first place in the power rankings can be viewed more as a sign that the National League race is becoming more compelling rather than evidence that the Dodgers are weakening. The two teams are heading toward the postseason in different ways. The Brewers rely heavily on overall consistency, while the Dodgers possess enormous upside when their biggest stars are healthy and performing at their best. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Be sure to follow the channel, turn on notifications, and share this video with the biggest MLB fan you know.